we were just going to do, we're trying to decide whether to do this. Something we've been thinking about for a while and hadn't done yet. And even now, driving home, was trying to decide whether I wanted to. And then we got a sign from above, sort of.
There was a billboard that had a milk carton, and at the top it said best if used by, and then it said 40% of all food is wasted.
And that is a subject that is near and dear and tender to my heart. I guess we all have our little weird things, and I got my share. But, hey, that's in the sun. I wonder if that's, I guess we can still see. I've got some weird thing that I can't see food get thrown out. It just makes me crazy. I really can't. Whenever we're at church or anywhere else and there's like a potluck lunch or any kind of a meal and I see food in the trash can, it messes with me really bad. Really bad. I mean, almost to like a psychosis level. You know, I could never work in a restaurant. I'd be choking people. They'd be throw some food away and I'd be grabbing it and be like, eat that. Or take it with you and eat it later.
The kids at church bring them as leftovers instead of throwing them in the trash now.
Yeah, I do good. I come home with plenty of food because everybody knows if Rob's there, don't throw it out. Take it to him. He doesn't care if you ate off of it. Even beyond the weirdness of it, a lot of food gets thrown out, and a lot of it gets thrown out unnecessarily. Here is the take-home message of the day. Look at that, I can't let go of the wheel because the wind's pushing me. That's no fun. So much for hands-free driving.
Talk with your hands.
The message of the day is food, if I use my knee I can do it. Food doesn't go bad as fast as you think it does. It's certainly not as fast as the carton or the package or the can says it does. There may be expiration dates, but that doesn't mean that that food's going bad then. I promise. I'm going to do, see, that's what I had thought about was doing. I'm going to do another. I've got a can of Vienna sausages sitting out in my shop that's been thawed and frozen, I don't know how many times. It's got an expiration date of April of 2012, maybe 2011, I don't know. But they're fine. I'm going to eat them just to show everybody. You can have one with me. I'll share.
I don't think they're good anytime.
Oh.
Even if it just came from the store.
See, that's just wrong. Because
unless I'm hungry. If I really am hungry, I would eat it.
Okay, you know, that's legitimate. And that's kind of the point of this right here too. Someday if we get to a point where food is in shortage, be aware that you can at least, even if it's not something you like, be aware that you can eat it. Be aware that it will be some nutrition, something to fill up your belly. But a lot of people throw canned goods out because the can has a dent in it or because the date says it expired a week ago. My little sister, I love my little sister. I mean, I love my little sister. She is a wonderful, wonderful, good woman. But she went to my dad's house here a while back and tossed out probably 80 bucks worth of canned goods because they were expired. And she didn't tell me she was doing it, probably because she knew I wouldn't let her. But there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's it. When it says Best Buy, that doesn't mean it's bad after. They don't have a stopwatch on this stuff. I'll probably retell this story here in a couple of days. But one of my favorite stories about eating stuff that supposedly is expired. When we moved back from Colorado, we moved back in 2002, and I had a package of salmon. I don't think it had real salmon in it. I don't know, but it was cream cheese. The Philadelphia cream cheese, I guess it was. The salmon flavor. Salmon, depending on where you're from. That had expired before we came back to Texas. I think this had an expiration date of, was it 2000 or 99 or something? I don't remember either. Anyway, a couple of years ago, probably 4 years ago, we're going to call it 2000. Let's call it 2013. I decided, hey, I've still got that package. Somehow it never got thrown out. It had never been opened. And I opened it up. Now we're talking a package of a carton of cream cheese, salmon flavored cream cheese that was 10, 15 years old. Something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Probably 10.
Yeah. Christy made all kinds of horrible faces when I opened it up and started spreading it on some crackers. And I got to admit, I was a little concerned about that one at first too, but it was great.
I let him eat it first.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Yeah, nothing wrong. I'm telling you, food doesn't go bad when you think it does. You can leave food sitting out on the counter. You go to you don't know this. You go to a little convenience store where they sell the fried burritos or the hot dogs or stuff like that. If they don't keep those under the right conditions for more than about 2 hours, they assume it's bad and throw it out. That's why people that live under bridges, homeless people, raid the dumpsters and places like that so much, because they throw tons of food away. And there's nothing wrong. I assure you, you can leave food sitting on the counter for 2 or 3 days in your kitchen, and unless flies get into it, it's probably going to be fine. Now, you know, I mean, you take a piece of broiled fish and lay out for 3 days, it might not be so great. It might be, though. I've kept tuna sandwiches in my pickup for 3 days in the summertime in the heat.
I wouldn't recommend it.
But it's okay. It's not as good as it was the first day you get it, but it's okay. I'm telling you, food is still good long after you think it's probably not good. Everybody, almost everybody, there may be a couple of exceptions as I look in the mirror after I change lanes the second time. This right here, this thing, it smells, you've heard the expression, does it pass the smell test? That's a real thing. If it's bad, your nose will tell you it's bad. That's one of the reasons it's there. It ain't for smelling the perfume on pretty girls. It's there to tell you if food is good to eat or not eat. And if you smell something and you're not sure, it smells kind of off, it's probably still okay to eat. Again, it may not be at its peak of good flavor, but it's probably just fine. Their nose is set up to tell you if something's bad or not. You open something up and you take a sniff and you're about to do a backflip, then don't eat it. Even then, you might look and see if you can recook it or do something with it. Yeah, I know, probably not. Some stuff...
Feed it to the animals.
Feed it to the
Don't
animals.
throw it in the trash.
Exactly. Exactly. Think of something... A long time ago, and they don't do it as much anymore, people used to hang their meat. I'll still hang a deer or whatever we shoot for a little while until the meat starts to decompose slightly, which gives it a stronger flavor, but it breaks it down and makes it softer. People used to hang a pheasant on a fence post in front of their house. They'd go pheasant hunt and hang that fence post. You would think that it was long gone. I did that with a deer one time, hung it and got busy and couldn't get back to it quick enough, and it smelled awful. Still tasted good though, still good to eat. But it was just kind of a weird, different thing. But it wasn't bad. You know, same thing, water, kind of the same thing. And that's a way to think about it. Think how funny people are with food now and trying to decide whether it's good or not good. And then compare that against people with water that they think is good or not good. How many people won't drink water out of a water hose anymore, out of the front yard, because they think that's not good? The water that goes through your garden hose is the same that comes out of your faucet in your kitchen sink. Now, you could have had a bug get up in the water hose or something. You know, get a drink out and you have to spit out a spider or a roly-poly. But
you might want to eat that.
Might want to eat that. Times are tough. I thought about eating a spider. I got a
roly-poly.
Yeah. A long time ago. Hey, don't be too quick to get rid of food. Guys, really, it's probably good to eat. And if you're nervous about it, don't throw it in the trash. Give it to somebody else that needs it. Feed it to animals. We've got friends that have chickens, dogs, that kind of stuff, and they still throw food in the trash and throw it out. You know, it's just something I kind of have to look away from. You know, everybody laughs at me. They know how bad I am with all that. But, and I don't know why I'm that way. Someday, if we ever have an apocalypse, I guess maybe that will serve me well. In the meantime, it's a source of amusement for everybody else. Our girls deal with that at 4-H.
Yeah. The rules and guidelines for the food competitions with 4-H, I think they can only have something out of the refrigerator for maybe an hour, and then it's supposed to be thrown out.
Yeah. Our girls just roll their eyes at those people. They try to be polite, And
Or
then-
they secretly eat it
Exactly.
instead of throwing it in the trash.
Yeah. Yeah, but they know. It's the whole thing. I saw that commercial here a while back on TV. Like, how do you know that this piece of meat has been cooked properly and won't give you some bacteria that will destroy your kidneys? Oh, brother. I've eaten plenty of pieces of meat that weren't probably cooked properly and laid out on the counter, and I've still got my kidneys. It hadn't hurt me yet. Then once I start to say, oh, here's something else that I figured out. When I was a kid, the common wisdom was that if you've had something in the freezer and you take it out and you thaw it, then you can't refreeze it again. When I got older, I was in my 30s, I think, one day, and that just hit me. I was like, why is that? What could that possibly hurt? So I started experimenting because I'm not afraid. I got a pretty strong stomach. I can deal with stuff. So I figured I can roll the dice on this one. And I had a package of, I don't know, ground beef, or I don't know what it was. Let me get around this car before we get to our turn. Where are they from anyway? Ooh, government, New Mexico. Anyway, I had a package of ground meat that I took out of the freezer. It might have been ground pork. It was something I figured I could take a chance with. And I let it sit on the counter until it was completely thawed. And I took a chunk of it and I cooked it. And then I wrapped it back up, put it back in the freezer. And I did this I think I did it every 2 days. I took it back out, thawed it, got a piece of it, cooked it, wrapped up the rest, put it back in until it was all gone. Does it look like it hurt me? It didn't cause me any ill effects. It was just fine. I disproved that myth. I don't know what that's all about. So there's something else you can take home with you. Anyway, it was just kind of a quick little rant that I've been thinking about doing. So I can get off the highway here. I don't know. I was waiting for you to kind of fill in some more comment there. What can you add to this conversation for us?
I already added to the conversation.
Yes, I know. What else can you add to this conversation to kind of help tie all the loose ends together? Okay.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
You don't throw out food. It's good longer than you think it is. Use your nose. If you're not going to eat it, at least feed it to an animal.
There we go.
Our chickens, the only thing I've ever found that they will not eat is an orange peel.
Yeah.
But we still throw those out too, and then they pick the bugs off of them, so.
I need to get my foot off the gas pedal. Yeah.
And don't speed.
Speeding is okay, just...
Don't get caught.
Yeah, that's the one. Everything's legal, just some things aren't advisable. Maybe not everything's legal. Anyway, yeah, that's the whole thing. I could honestly, I could sit here and go on for a couple of hours on this topic right here, because this is a big one to me. I don't like going hungry. I don't like not having food. I don't like seeing anybody else be hungry either.
He doesn't go hungry.
I don't go hungry. I can open the refrigerator. Our girls will say, there's nothing to eat. I say, aha, yes there is. I promise there's something in there to eat. Anyway, that's all I got. I don't know how long this went.
I don't know.
Probably longer than it should have. Anyway, I'd love to hear what y'all think about that whole kind of thing too, though. I really would, because this is one of those things I just like talking about. I like seeing people roll their eyes at me.
And if you feed your food, the bad food, to the animals, it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah, the animals don't care.
I've seen, I don't remember, some thread somewhere where people were talking about, you would give it to your animals and poison them, and I'm like, they're animals. They eat dog poop and cow poop, and they eat dead,
chickens,
nasty, festering animals. And I'm pretty sure if you give them a little bit of food that's not quite at its peak, it's not gonna hurt them.
Yeah, no, they'll dig up a bone that's got meat on it from who knows how long and just fine. Our chickens ate a whole bag of bug poison one time. They got
I don't
into it.
remember that.
Yeah, the Emdro, those crystals, and the diazinon. They got into the diazinon. They didn't eat as much of that, but the
Might not
Emdro.
wanted to eat those chickens after that, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We ate the eggs. We didn't know about it, and that didn't seem to hurt us. So, thank God for the filtering process. As we go over the railroad tracks, thank God for the filtering process. He put in our bodies. If we'd eaten the chicken livers or the gizzards, and that, the gizzards probably wouldn't have hurt. But the livers, anyway, that's it. I'll shut it off here so I don't go too long. But thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all watching.
Bye.
Appreciate a lot of good people that we're getting to know here. So, cheers.